My book, The Wanderer, is now out on Amazon. You can buy it in Kindle or in paperback. It is a medieval fantasy adventure. If you enjoy medieval fantasy or action adventure stories, it's probably the book for you. I will leave links down in the description so you can just go right to that Amazon page and pick up a copy of it. I also make journals if you're interested in journaling, or if you know someone who's interested in journaling, there'll be links in the description for journals. If you want a custom journal, I used to advertise, hey, maybe you get a custom journal if you wanted one. I don't know if that's still the case because Amazon has changed their policies. I can look into it, and if you are interested in one, so let me know, and I'll look into it and find out for sure. So my Lego video was taken down. I got a strike. I'm not allowed to upload for, they said 7 days, but it's going to be longer, I think, because I didn't get the strike on the day that it went up. So it's going to be like 9 days or something like that. And I can only imagine that I got the strike because I said some things about a spokesperson for an alcoholic beverage that people are calling fake beer. Did call this person a name, but it's a name. I don't really think of name calling as that big of a deal typically. This is a name that I actually call my wife. So, I don't mean it in a mean way when I'm calling my wife that. So how mean could I be when I'm doing it to a stranger too? Really, it's like, yeah, okay. It might not be a very nice thing to say, but it's hardly anything, really. Anyway, we'll see what happens with my YouTube channel. It's probably going to go away sooner rather than later, but that's where we're at right now. We have an article here today. The Daily Mail. My boyfriend's cancer battle was ruining my mental health, so I left him. Now I'm running a marathon in his honor. Wow, you're doing it right. You vile, disgusting human being. Danielle Epstein, 32, of London, said she felt awful for leaving Jel Fresson, 37. Yeah, I bet she did feel awful, but it wasn't so awful that she wanted to stay. You get into these long-term commitments. That's part of the deal. Why was she dating him long-term? Was it so that she could get married someday? Because you take a vow when you get married, through sickness and through health. As far as I'm concerned, if you're looking at dating for this purpose, and you're in a long-term commitment, that's the agreement you've already made. So thank you for stopping by my channel. I do appreciate everybody supporting my work. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure that you're still subscribed. You can find me on Rumble and on Twitter. There's links in the description. We'll get into this here. A woman running the London Marathon for her ex-boyfriend has admitted she left him because she couldn't cope with his cancer battle. What do you think he was dealing with? If it was bad for you, how bad do you think it was for him? Daniel Epstein, 32, was buying a house with Jel Fresson in London last year when he was diagnosed with a rare form of brain tumor at just 37. So you're going so far as to buy a house to live in together, I assume? Yeah, that also is going to be a financial investment. Either way, you're going to be partnered for a long time if you're doing that. And you bailed on him when the going got tough. Wow. Any man who hears this story from you, if he has two brain cells to rub together, is going to be like, I'm gone. See ya. Because what's she going to do if this happens to you even when you're married? Do you think she's going to stick around? You think she's going to be looking for an out? Any out? He needed a complex operation, radiotherapy, and chemotherapy, and had to learn to walk again. While all this was going on, physics teacher Danielle began having panic attacks, and her mental health plummeted, so she ended their relationship. He probably dodged a bullet, honestly, with this. This is ridiculous. She moved to Thailand, but remained friends with Jel, and is now running a marathon for a brain tumor charity. Oh, yeah. Basically doing the minimum that you can possibly do to support this guy. It's not even really supporting him. It's not going to help him at all. It's past the point of no return for him. How is running a charity marathon after he's been cured of brain cancer going to help him? Oh, I know it's not, but you don't care about that. You only care about yourself. She said she was still figuring out her friendship with Jel, adding, I felt like the most awful person. You are the most awful person. Leaving somebody because they have cancer, but it was damaging my mental health, and it wasn't helping Jel. Maybe you should be an adult at the age of 32. You should probably just grow up and go, okay, this is going to be hard. There's nothing here. There's nothing here that is a threat to her survival. How is this causing her to have panic attacks? This tells me that she is mentally unstable. So he probably dodged a bullet because she has a job as a physics teacher. So I'm assuming she makes a living wage. She probably does. And if she doesn't, hey, her name's on this house, right, that they're going to buy. So why don't you finish the deal? And then, hey, you got a house that you could sell if you needed more money. In London, I'm sure that house goes for a pretty penny. Well, this is her. She's not that great looking. She's all right. Nothing special. Ugh. She's got a little bit of fat on her legs she needs to get rid of. Here's the couple right here. Happy couple. Look at how happy they are. Look at him. He's all happy. She's like, yeah, I don't want to be in it. You can tell by the look on her face. She's like, I don't want to be in this relationship. The couple were in the process of buying a house in Palmer's Green, North London, when Jell became ill. He works as a Google software engineer, began vomiting and having dizzy spells. After numerous consultations with GPs and ineffective treatments for an ear infection, the vomiting became much worse. Jell went for a private MRI scan using his health insurance with Google. Doctors found a grade 4 medulloblastoma tumor, normally a cancer that affects children, and he was booked in for surgery in September. Danielle said, we were on a certain path to a certain future, and within one day, we knew it wasn't going to work out like that anymore. How is it not going to work out like that anymore? He goes, he gets treatment, he gets better, and then your path continues on. It's a slight hiccup. When you're talking about the overall scheme of a life, he's going to live 80 years. Maybe this took a year for him to get over, so that's 1/80th. The hell's wrong with you people? She was looking for an out. She was like, oh, I've had my fun with this guy. I want the butterflies again. Let me go find somebody else. This is why I'm against wokeness, because it leads to this sort of stuff. At least wokeness is all about being selfish and saying, look, I feel better when I'm supporting the people that I'm supposed to support and denigrating the people I'm supposed to denigrate. I was so worried and devastated I couldn't sleep or eat. Oh, but you could leave him. That was easy to do. I was having panic attacks, and I was on so much medication to sort myself out, I just couldn't function. Yeah, that was your problem right there. You're relying on drugs to deal with your mental health. Realizing they had to split up, she moved to Thailand with her father, but she has stayed friends with Jell and kept up to date with his recovery. Following his operation, Jell had nerve damage that paralyzed the right side of his face, leading to a squint that causes double vision. He also can't fully close his eye and must use eye drops and ointments. Explaining her decision to run the London Marathon in his name for brain tumor research, she said, I felt so helpless watching all this unfold, so I knew I had to do something. Yeah, the thing you should have done was stand by your man. You should have been there every day in the hospital with him, holding his hand, reassuring him that it was going to be okay. When he needs you the most, you freaking bail on him. That's horrible. So this is him after the fact. Look at that. Here he is before, here he is after. Yeah, so he's got a problem with the side of his face. He had to relearn to walk after the operation and also had radiotherapy and chemotherapy to treat his cancer. Here he is now, pretending to smile. Brain surgery, been there, done that, got the mug. Cool, that's pretty cool. That's a pretty gnarly scar. Look at this right here. All that, from, looks like towards the base of his neck, all the way up to the middle of his back of his skull. You know, all the way up to the top of the back of his skull, basically. Ooh, got a little bit ahead of ourselves here. I'm not a runner, but Jell has done marathons before, so I thought it would be a challenge for me and a nice tribute to him, and it felt like something to aim towards. Yes, why not aim towards being a good girlfriend and wife? What a terrible idea. Oh, women need to be good girlfriends and wives? Huh. What a concept. Men are expected to be good husbands, good providers, good at everything. Women don't have to do anything. I won't be fast, but I'm determined to go round. I'm determined to get round. Training has been tough physically and mentally. Just keeping going when you're so bored is challenging. It's so terribly difficult. I feel so sorry for you. You had to go through that. I might actually feel sorry for you if you actually stood by your man and it was grueling and intense and terrible. But I have the best motivation. If Jell can go through all of this, then I can run a marathon. She added that money was needed to help brain cancer research. Doesn't help Jell now. She said the UK is not a developing nation. We should be scientifically innovative, but treatments haven't changed in decades, and we seem to be behind other countries and the advances they have made. I'm sure you're living in the dark ages when it comes to brain tumors. Toss some leeches on him and hope for the best. We desperately need more research and trials to develop better treatments. We desperately need more women and teachings on how to become a better partner. Jell, who supports his ex-girlfriend's attempt to help, said, I will be there on the day to cheer Danielle on. I think it's incredible what she's doing. Okay, you're an idiot then. You are an idiot. Now, to support her and to appreciate this minimum amount of effort that she's put in to help you is one thing. But to think it's incredible what she's doing, you're an idiot. Maybe this guy has an amazing support team besides her and didn't care if he lost her. But, I mean, it doesn't sound like... Why Would you not care if you lost somebody you were planning on buying a house with? That's weird, especially considering she just up and left in your darkest hour. All right, whatever, man. The people today, I don't get it. When she said she was going to do a marathon, I must admit, I had my doubts. I think she only did about 5K when we were together, and that was with a lot of complaining. I've got so much respect for her discipline and perseverance. Really? You got respect for her discipline and perseverance? I don't, because she didn't show any discipline and perseverance. Working out is easy. Well, I do it 5 times a week, at least. Working out is not, it's still like, okay, I move my body, all right? Right, cool. What the heck's the big deal? It's not a difficult thing. The average person can exercise. Clearly, it's becoming the point today that the average person cannot stand by their partner. Danielle said, I still love Jell deeply and want to support him, but I came to realize I couldn't stay with him as his partner. Of course, because you want to get the tingles again. We're still figuring things out and finding ways to continue our relationship as friends. Our whole lives came out from under us. Carol Robertson, National Events Manager for Brain Tumor Research, said, we are so sorry to hear about Jell's diagnosis. While his tumor type is rare, brain cancer is not, with 1 in 3 people knowing somebody affected. We're very grateful to Danielle for taking on this huge challenge to help raise funds for our cause. Yeah, okay, how much money did she raise by herself? I know, it was like $300 million, I'm sure. She ran, the marathon is supposed to be, what, 22 miles or something? 26 miles? So she ran all that way, and I mean, just money just fell out of the sky. It was like hundreds of millions of dollars just fell out of the sky, and it was all only able to be spent on brain tumor research. That's what happened. You're kidding me. Our marathon runners are supported every step of the way, and we look forward to cheering her across the finish line. We got some comments. Let's see what they say. And 2 greyhounds. My husband died after 5 months from a brain tumor. There is no way I would have left his side for a moment. We did everything possible to enjoy what time we had left together, and I promised him that he would not go into hospital, and he didn't. I would have done anything to make his death easier for him. Thank you, Anne. You are a human being, unlike this Danielle person. Amazed by it all. Absolutely the best of luck to him. We lost our 10-year-old nephew to this tumor that he had, so know how awful it is. Poor guy, imagine how scared and horrible he must have been feeling. But at least she ran a marathon for him. All good. Yep, people get it. Dobby says, will obviously be a great catch for someone. Yeah, I know. I mean, any man who hears the story of her leaving in his darkest hour, run, because she's going to do the same to you. Hunter27, that's life for you. Trust me, as you age, you'll have to go through this a lot with family members. Poor Jell. Brian Lamb says, I am facing a GBM tumor. My daughters have both taken sabbaticals to care for me. I married my childhood sweetheart, and for 45 years, we have gone through thick and thin. Doing the right thing is hard, and no good deeds goes unpunished. Yeah. I mean, she's going to be alone the rest of her life. Anybody with half a brain, why would you want to be with this woman? A lot of people can waste years before they find out what someone is really like, so I guess she's done him a favor. I'd love to know the reaction if the tables were turned. Yeah, exactly. He probably would have been like, anything I can do to help you out. When my wife and I were still dating, I had surgery, and I had to spend 3 days in the hospital. Guess what she did? She slept on a little couch, barely big enough for her, in my room, and was with me every day. She did not leave the hospital once during that time. There are good people in the world, but they don't appear to be in Western countries. I don't know what the deal is. Anyway, that's all I got for this time. Now we know not to get involved with this Danielle Epstein. No, not to get involved with her. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.